Okay, so here Megan and I, Asian Sensation Show, we're trying to just plan this out. So we were just brainstorming some different ideas.
Our acronym is TAS.
Nice.
The ass.
Yes, the S. So just throw out some different ideas. So we want to have guests is the idea.
Yes.
And ultimately, how do you want this to be different? Or do you want it to be different from the podcast? I don't think it matters if it coincides. Or...
I mean, I think it's fine if they like coincide, but I just don't see it to where
podcast.
TAS. Wasp. TWASP. Because I think the way our podcast is going is fine. I don't think we need to change that in any way. But I think for the show, we can have guests. I think 30 minutes max is our time frame. And then, so we can do.
So, so I brought up some different ideas like hit it and quit it.
Just but I don't think that questions. Was the, I don't think that's a good name for that though.
Quit it. I don't even spelling it right. No, I'm just throwing out ideas, right?
No, I know, but that wouldn't be like a good.
No, it wouldn't coincide with who we are. It's not a talk.
Well, no, it just, yeah.
But I'm just throwing some different
ideas. No,
ideas.
I think that's like for sure good, but we can rename it, right? Because I think it's kind of like if we did like, I like kind of doing like rapid fire questions.
Rapid fire.
Where it's like, and it's like, we do it for like, I don't know. It's like we like crank out
yes.
like, it's because we want it to be like kind of right off the top of their head, right? Like
yes.
Chocolate milk or regular milk.
Yep, chocolate milk.
And it's like chocolate chip cookies or brownies.
Chocolate chip cookies.
Ice cream or sherbet.
Sherbet. Yeah.
Wow, really?
Well, because Asian, the lactose. The Asian comes up a lot. It's not a card, it's just how it is.
But yeah, so I think that's like, that would be a fun
yes,
one,
that's
if we do that. And then we
rapid fire, like that. That's a great word.
That's what we can call it, is rapid
phrase.
Fire.
Yeah. Okay.
Now we're going to play rapid fire.
Hit and quit, it was more for like radio talk show. Okay? It's good.
But I think it's like, so if we have, but I think we should like open the show with like, kind of like our topic of the day, like like something we want to talk about. So
yes.
If we open it, so like open, and then we like middle, and then end.
Okay.
Like
yep.
But I think like in the middle is when we can do like the guest segment.
Okay. So why don't you write guess and you're gonna auto-erase this.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
So here we go. You got quickly organized in your mind of how you wanted it to go. That was good. That was good.
And then this is how I think. So, because I think it'll be like middle, so we're doing like business, because we should always bring in somebody that has some sort of business.
But up to the wording, it just got super small.
I'm trying to make it like a subtext. But this would be like topic
the topic of the day?
the day.
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe like, but I think it should kind of coincide with like the guest, right? So like if our topic of the day is like, or maybe not, maybe it's just a random topic.
I think I qualified, so we're gonna keep that.
Yeah, but I think it's just like a random, like it doesn't, I don't think we have to put too much thought into where it's always relating. Like if we're gonna talk to my Lash girl about how she started her business, I don't think the opening topic's gonna be like starting a business, because everybody's gonna be a business owner.
Correct, yeah.
Business, facts. And then,
Well, and then, so this is kind of my topic was, why don't you introduce yourself to the community, right?
well, yeah, so like this is where they can talk about like
maybe what they're excited about, Because I think some will be startup, right? Some
Yeah.
people that kind of already do it. Like I think about like your chiropractor friend, whatever her name is, Gina, Angela, Raven, something exotic. So she'll be able to talk about how, because she's got this technical skill, right? She graduated, she's a doctor, but she wants to do it privately, right? So it becomes a different conversation about kind of what she's going on in her mind versus, let's say, we bring on somebody that's been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah.
So
we can do like the opening is like me and you just going a little bit back and forth on like a topic of the day.
Yep.
Like whatever it is for that day. And then we'll be like, all right, we're gonna like break for commercial. We'll bring our guest in. So then like in between these are commercials. So then Juan gets his
absolutely
time in, and then that gives us time to bring in the guests and like get them settled, and we can move around. Be like, hey, this is what we're we want to open it up. We're going to introduce you, but let you talk about your business. Well, if you want, we can ask questions about your business if you feel a little stumped, depending on the person, right?
Yeah.
And then we can like.
Are we have to squeeze behind that desk?
I don't know. I don't know how this works. We're both. It's like when we were in the turnstile.
Hey there. So to explain that, Megan and I were walking through a revolving door, and she didn't notice that it was a much tighter revolving door. And so as I walk in, she's right behind me, and we're like just tiny steps going through this revolving door. It was awesome.
It's quite odd. And so then we can like have them do their whole spiel, and then we can end. Should we end with rapid, or should we in there still in that middle section we'll do like rapid fire, and then we'll commercial, and then we'll end it with like
final thoughts, you think?
Final thoughts?
So it's like it's recap, but then it's also telling people what's coming up next, right? Like,
so
here's
like,
upcoming episodes.
Recap / foreshadowing?
Announcements, I guess, or
upcoming.
Yeah. Foreshadowing.
That
sounds like
foreshadowing.
sounds like, ooh, what's coming.
Guess they can business talk.
And then here's another commercial. I'm gonna put it in here.
Yeah, and then I don't know why I decided to write rapid fire really big.
But it's getting there.
Rapid fire game.
So this is where I don't know about you if you have any
sponsors.
Yeah.
I don't have sponsors.
But if you have any connections, restaurants.
Oh yeah.
Anybody that wants a shout out on the Asian Sensations show, they can get it on a weekly basis. So then, where we need to get a little bit more organized is when do we? Because we need to start scheduling people, and then what time should they arrive? Right. So let's say you and I start at 2:30 on a Friday.
I think they
afternoon.
should come at 2:30.
Yeah.
Watch our section, and then be there.
We need to let them know.
Well,
that,
yeah.
Hey, we're going to be in studio. So, so in a sense, we almost need like a template that says, "Hey, welcome to the schedule. This is what it's going to look like. You're going to come and you're going to wait for us.
Yeah.
And then we'll bring you in at the commercial break.
Yeah.
And then be ready, prepared. Like.
But we should be like very
some
like
topics.
uniform on when we are recording.
Yep.
Because now that we have separate schedules now,
Yes.
it have to be like. So that's the only thing though, right? Is are we doing it after 6?
I thought we were going to do it on Fridays.
Or are we doing it on Fridays?
I think the easiest is Fridays.
Yeah, Fridays on my half days.
Yeah, and then we just book it.
So what if our show, is it weird though if our show is every other Friday?
No, because that's where I think if we can do 2 at one time.
Will he be able to do that? Or is he pumping them live as we record?
He's pumping them live, but I think what you and I would do is we would have back to back. So even though we do 2 episodes, we would just explain to him, he's recording it like 1 hour uninterrupted, and he just splices it. And they can do that.
Oh, okay. And then he'll just pump it out the next Friday.
The problem with that we had last Friday is that we stopped it.
Yes.
And then because we stopped it, then everything had to lag or whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess we could do it every, so we'll do Fridays at like 2:30.
Yeah, let's just plan on that. Friday, 2:30. And then we just tell, so we either tell each guest to get there at 2:30 or we tell, one come at 2:30, the other one come at 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think.
So we
'Cause
gotta
I'll-
have our
yeah.
A game going. We gotta be like super pumped.
Yeah, because I think
One for this.
yeah. So then it'd be like, okay, so they get there at. But do we want them to get there at 2:30?
Well, I want them because I think we put 2:30. They can watch in the lobby, right?
Oh,
Us
okay.
doing
Yeah,
it,
and
then
then we'll bring them in.
And
Yeah.
then they can hear us, like, oh, this is what we're talking about. I
Yeah.
kind of think of it like the guests that come into the green room.
Yeah, and they're like waiting. They're like waiting in the green room. Yeah. So we can have them come in at 2:30 and we just tell them like, so we can like have kind of like a template, right? Like,
Yeah.
this is the day you're gonna come in. This is where you go. This is where you find it. You sit in the room. We're gonna start recording at 2:30. Wait in the room, and then we'll come get you on commercial break. Which commercial break is like what, 10 minutes?
No, like
It's like short.
a minute or two.
Yeah, so then we'll like be quick, we'll come in and they should be ready, and then we'll go into this and we'll introduce like, hello, this is so and so, and whatever, they talk about their business, we just business facts, what do they want the people to know, free advertising, and then after that, once they kind of finish talking, we're like, all right, well, with all of our guests, we like to play something called rapid fire.
Yes.
We're gonna say a series of questions. We're gonna time it, and
Give us your first response.
first response.
Mhm.
What would you bring with you if you were deserted on an island?
Yeah.
A pot. Like.
Like your spouse? Okay, good. So
What am I gonna do with my spouse?
I don't know. They can help me at least weather it out.
I guess. That's true.
They're smart.
Honey, lay
We're-
over me.
We're smarter together, probably.
Yeah, true.
So need, I think, is create this welcome email, and then I think if we have I can go get a photo of that room that they wait in, so that way they come in, they know where to go.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want them going to the lobby waiting at
Yeah.
now meet or the couches, right? They need to
Yeah.
come up, and just because we're gonna be in recording mode, we don't have time to ping
Yeah,
pong.
so they need to go straight into the room, that first room where the TV is, and
Correct.
sit and wait on kind of on that couch.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think we just need more photos of us. So think of it like as we have different comments, or if we're talking about anything specific, we can give them footage of us. So let's say it's like, you're sitting down for an interview. Maybe it's you presenting, or me, shaking hands with someone. They can just filter in these different images while you and I are talking, particularly on the topics of the day.
Mhm.
So it's not just like
Us.
you and you, not
Yeah.
just us photo wise.
Well, we have a lot of photos of us like presenting or
Mhm.
doing stuff.
We just
so
need to send them over
I
to
just don't know where they all are.
Alberto's our go-to guy.
Alfredo.
I totally called him
Alfredo
Alfredo
sauce.
the other day when I left. I was like, I'll see you later, Alfredo. I was like, oh my gosh, I just called him an Italian dish.
But there are people that are named Alfredo.
I'm sure there are, just not him, because he's Alberto. And then I'm trying to think. So I think the topics of the day, I think you and I are best done just doing it on the fly. You know what I mean? Like you could be coming in and be like, oh my gosh, let me tell you about this person I talked to, or I'd love to do a segment about Rachel, because I think she's where a lot of people find themselves is they're like, so remember, I'll give you an
Well,
example.
we have to do like an alias name though.
Yeah. So
I'm not
this
trying to
guy.
get sued.
Oh yeah, no, it's okay. It's just slander. It's not a big deal. So this guy sends me an email and he's like, I just wanted to follow up with an email. I shot you an email and left you a voicemail. You haven't responded yet. And I'm like, dude, you're asking for my money
Mm-hmm.
for he wants me to sponsor for the golf outing that's coming up, right? And I'm like, bro, number one is I have other things than responding to your solicitation email.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yet there's this angst of you haven't responded to me yet, right? And I'm like, let's remember the professionalism. You're asking me for money,
Exactly.
so keep yourself in line, right?
Yeah.
But I think someone like that in the interview process has a tendency to do that. They're like, well, I thought we really hit it off. We did. Just that in the interview process, when we're interviewing many people for one position. So it's going to take time to get through all those people. So I think sometimes those things will happen as you and I just engage with our daily activity.
I also was like,
So,
it made me think of that conversation or that topic about staying in your lane,
Mhm.
where I think we can kind of have a really good like conversation about that, because from like a carry perspective,
Yes.
that's a stay in your lane.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where you should actually stay in your lane, because that's not your realm.
Yep.
But staying in your lane in terms of like, I think outside stuff is like different. Like,
Correct.
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like me coming to tell you how to like sell or like coach
Yes.
is, I need to stay in my lane. But like outside of this, like me getting into hair care, even though I'm a recruiter, is not a stay in your lane type of thing. And like wedding coordinating.
Yeah.
That's where there's no lanes, but like in a corporate setting, in a job description, that's where lanes are.
Yeah, absolutely. At the same time, it's like, you know, based on your experience, what it looks like to get the job done.
Yeah.
So you giving advice to someone that you know, hey, you're not really doing the deal, you should do something different. Maybe you should go talk to someone that's doing it, not your advice, but talk to somebody that's quote unquote in your same job description that does it. Because I think you're right. I think sometimes people, they think like, oh, I need to do it this way or that way. So that's Laura. I'm gonna pick it up here. I'm gonna pause you. Okay, so now we're back. Took that phone call. Took a lot longer than I anticipated. Megan.
3 hours later. You should cut in like the thing from SpongeBob where it's like 3 hours later.
I need somebody with a British accent to go.
SpongeBob was a really good show. I'm not gonna lie. I use a lot of SpongeBob references. Like when it's like, water, I need it. That's me all the time.
Yeah, no. Well, the funny thing about it is, I think he portrayed the inner thought of what a lot of people think.
Yeah.
Just like this crazy, like outlandish, like what? His like reactions are totally over the top, but it's totally how people are.
No, but that's really what it is. Like SpongeBob wasn't like creepy. Like like some. I mean, it is kind of creepy, but it was like the inner thoughts of most people. Like nowadays, most cartoons are like, this is just creepy. Like this is just weird.
Yeah, they got a little too far.
Yeah, like where I'm like, children should not be watching this. But SpongeBob, it's like.
Yeah, still okay. Still okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the anime.
The creator of SpongeBob. Good job.
It's a little creepy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anime can go really one way or the other.
So the question, so in all this, I just sent a video or the photo you sent me to Ryan to animate us, and that'll be really cool. And then, is there anything else that you think that we want? I guess we need to start lining people up. So as of right now, you have your friend Raven, right?
Yes.
And then.
And my lash girl.
Then we have. What's her name?
Marquata or Michelle. That's her middle name. I just call her Michelle.
I'm gonna call her Michelle.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Maquata. And then we have my buddy Mark S. Strucheski. He's the one that DM'd you in Instagram. Was like, yeah, I'm totally open to being a guest.
Oh, gotcha.
He's on productivity. That's why I said, no offense, Mark, but you can't make the first episode. It's a little too dry of a topic for us to be there. Talking about productivity.
Oh.
Okay. So we're gonna probably just cut it right there.